Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Terminology Tuesday. In Terminology Tuesday, it's a series where I basically have a term of the week and I break down what it means and how it fits to the bigger picture that is the sport of dodgeball. So this week's term of the week is actually a twofer because they go hand in hand together and it only made sense to put them in the same video, and that is soft lines and hard lines. And now, no matter what ball type you are playing, this is the same. So you're either playing a rule set that uses soft lines or you're using a rule set that uses hard lines. And so let's break down what they mean. The lines and soft lines and hard lines is referring to the rules regarding the boundary lines. And so before I jump in, I do want to just define what a standard court size is. And so this is the court size that the WDBF uses, so the World Dodgeball Federation. So it's usually played at the World Dodgeball Championships, and then of course any national league that plays foam. This is most likely the court size that they're using. And that is 18 meters by 9 meters for men. And I will have the conversion of feet in the graphic. And then for women's, it's 15 by 9 meters. And again, I will have the conversion of feet in the graphic. And so that's the standard court size to work with. And so the lines refers to the boundaries of the center line, the sidelines, and the back lines. So first let's talk about soft lines. So soft lines is normally played in rec leagues because it's beginner friendly, it's more lenient towards the line. Basically, you can step on the line. There's usually tape on the ground representing the line, and you can have your foot on it. Now, if you are to cross the line, usually you will get a warning unless you dodge completely out of bounds. So a lot of times you'll have a new player that'll back up and accidentally pass the back line, or they'll go a little bit too far left or right, and the ref will usually give them a warning when it comes to soft lines. Now, the only time they wouldn't is if they step over the center line, then they are out, but there's a lot more leniency in terms of the sidelines and the back lines, which again is why you usually find this in rec leagues. And again, because rec leagues normally don't have line refs, you can't really regulate the line, so it makes sense to have soft lines. And now you can actually leave the court in soft lines. So say a ball gets thrown and it hits the wall weird and it rolls out of bounds, and you don't have any players on your team that are out on that side, you are allowed to exit the court to retrieve the ball and then immediately come back. And the only time you couldn't exit to the court to retrieve the ball is if the other team is literally about to throw at you. Then you usually have to wait for that play to finish, and then you can exit the court to retrieve the ball. So now let's break down what hard lines is. So hard lines means you cannot step on the line at all, and you can't even leave the court. So if you accidentally step a little bit out of bounds, you're out. If you backline a little bit, you're out. If you step over the center line, you're out. If you step on the line but not over, you are out. And so you can't leave the court at all. It's very strict. You usually have line refs that are designated to just watch the line and make sure you don't step out. And if you do, call you out, or even step on it, they will call you out. And so because you can't even leave the court, you usually will have designated ball shaggers for your team. So if a ball does go out of bounds, they will retrieve it for you and pass it in. And you'll usually find this at advanced tournaments. Again, this is what the World Dodgeball Federation uses for their rule set. So at the World Dodgeball Championships, we're playing this. Most national leagues that play foam, they're playing hard lines. And it's a lot more strict, and it's a lot easier to accidentally get out just by stepping on the line, which sucks because you didn't even get hit with the ball. You just kind of stepped on the line a little bit, but it happens and you just got to get more aware of it. And a lot of times teams, or if they have coaches, the coaches will yell, watch the line, watch the line, watch the line, or some might even have a code word to warn their teammates like, oh, you're about to step on the line. And so then they're like, oh, watch the line, okay. So they'll take a step up or take a step over if they're a little too close. So basically, just to summarize this, soft lines, you can step on the line and there's leniency if you do accidentally step a little over. Hard lines, you can't step on the line at all, and if you step out of bounds at all, you're out. And for both of these rule sets, if you step over the center line, you are out. So I hope that gives you guys a better understanding of soft lines versus hard lines. Maybe you've only played one or the other, so hearing about the other type of rule set is new to you and you learned a little something. If you enjoy Terminology Tuesday, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when my new videos drop, and drop a comment with any other terms that you'd like me to cover for Terminology Tuesday. And tune in next week for the next week's episode. And of course, I have a new video coming out on Friday as well. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Friday.